obesity initiative. Quote, "You don't have to be a nutritionist to know that this doesn't make much sense." That's one of the things she wrote. She went on to say, "Our children deserve so much better than this."
But despite the effort, despite the op-ed, the bill has passed out of the committee and will be debated by the full House later this summer. Joining us now to talk about this, HLA contributor Jason Johnson, also professor of political science at Hiram College, politics editor at Source Magazine, and on and on. Jason, how rare is this move?
This is incredibly rare, and it's not so much just the First Lady writing something in the New York Times, but criticizing Congress. Usually they take on these fairly soft issues and they'll advocate, but it's completely different to say Congress is doing something wrong right now, we need to do something different. It's really a reflection of Michelle Obama's unique power.
Yeah, but I mean, First Ladies haven't taken on soft issues per se. I mean, you've got Hillary Clinton with health care, Nancy Reagan had her anti-drug campaign.
Yeah.
We had Barbara Bush with literacy. What is it about Michelle Obama that's different?
Well, I think one, it's her popularity level, and two, it's why she chose fitness as an issue. Hillary Clinton caused Bill so much trouble when he was in office because it was seen, hey, the First Lady shouldn't be that involved in policy because we didn't vote for her, we voted for whoever happens to be in the White House. So for Michelle to take something that's a fairly simple issue and then say, look, I'm not just going to advocate for this, but when Congress doesn't do something that helps my policy, I'm going to criticize them, that's pretty new. We haven't seen that before from many First Ladies in history.
Okay, so let's say she goes up. We see it's been voted out of the committee. It's going up to the full Senate, full House. Let's say she loses. What does that mean for her?
Well, if she loses, she's just going to complain more. And that's the issue. You know, if you look historically, and they've been taking polls from Gallup on First Ladies all the way back to Eleanor Roosevelt, Michelle Obama is the second most popular First Lady in office of any. She just follows Laura Bush. She's much more popular than Nancy Reagan, much more popular than Lady Bird, much more popular than Hillary Clinton. So she's in a unique position to make these sort of criticisms because of her high public stature. A lot of other First Ladies haven't been able to do.
Yeah, but isn't it hard to talk about popularity when we're living in an age of Twitter and Facebook and social media where you can get out there so much more than previous First Ladies
They didn't have those.
Yeah, you can be out there. It doesn't mean people like you. I mean, Nancy Reagan was out there all the time. She was on Different Strokes, I mean, you know, which was a popular TV show at the time. People still didn't really like Nancy Reagan, which was surprising given how much they really, really loved her husband. Hillary Clinton was probably the most active First Lady we've ever had in history. Certainly in the last 30 or 40 years, people still didn't like her. So Michelle Obama's ability to get herself out there with Twitter, with Facebook, and writing on different blogs, it's because people actually like her and they want her more, whereas in the past, some of the First Ladies, we didn't want to hear from them.
You know, I've often thought about what politics would look like if we had some of the social media in different times. I mean, if Jackie Kennedy had a Facebook page.
Can you imagine?
If Richard Nixon had a Twitter account. Look, I mean, the things that we would learn.
Look, we already saw what happened with Anthony Weiner. I don't want to know what Kennedy would have had if we had Twitter. So,
let me ask you this. You say that the First Lady's so popular, and now she's taken on this political stance, taking up a fight with the House. Do you think that means a run for office at some point?
I don't think so. I think the My Brother's Keeper initiative that the Obamas have talked about, I think that's going to keep them really busy. I think that a lot of these connections he's even established in Hollywood, I think Michelle Obama's just going to go and be an activist. Hillary Clinton always wanted to run for office, so we kind of knew that that was actually going to occur even when she was with Bill, but I don't think they have a political future. I think they have an advocacy future, probably closer to Jimmy Carter than what we've seen with the Clintons.
Okay, let's talk about them as a couple, because you say that they are going to be one of the most influential in history.
Right.
Once they post-presidency.
Exactly.
Why?
Well, because there's a lot of people who don't like how Obama's done his job, but they like him, the person. His personal approval ratings have always been in the high 60s. And then as a couple, they have become icons. Even for people who don't like the Obama presidency, they're like, it looks like a strong marriage, they're good parents. So I think when they leave office, the kinds of things they can represent about family initiatives and teenagers and children and volunteering and military families, I think there'll be a couple that America really learns to love even post the White House. We haven't really seen that before.
All right, Jason Johnson, Hiram College professor, political editor of The Source, HLA.
Yada, yada, yada.
Long list.
The list. Thanks so much, Jason.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. So I always think this is a dumb question. Do you need extra cash?
Yeah, well, the answer is
Who doesn't need
obviously
extra
yes.
cash? Well.